What's going on, guys? Scar here, and in today's video, I think I owe you guys a proper explanation to why I kind of stopped uploading Texas Chainsaw Massacre videos, because I did say I was going to upload consistently on that game about, every, new patch and update, and obviously, if you could tell, I haven't followed with my promise, really. I only uploaded, 5 or 6 videos about the game, and then I just stopped, and then I made the Separate Ways DLC video to kind of just tell you what's coming. But I did play Separate Ways today. I thought it was really fun. Extra few hours, and I think it's worth $10, and I don't want to be one of those guys that complains about spending a bit of extra money for these devs that work hard on their games and put soul and make the content they deliver fun. So yeah, I'm not gonna complain. But the reason I haven't, or I stopped uploading about Texas Chainsaw Massacre is because I realized that I forgot about the game in about 2 weeks. Because to be honest, I started realizing a lot of the issues that some other people were complaining about with this game, and it started really getting me down on the game, disappointing me. I'm like, do I really want to support this game that hasn't, it's fun sometimes, but with some of the bugs that they have patched, and I'm not saying that they haven't done nothing, but to be fair, I don't understand why this stuff couldn't have been resolved, held back until everything was good and fixed and fine, and then pushed out. That's what I don't understand with multiplayer games, or just any game in general. And some games are good, they don't really need fixing, like Resident Evil 4. They don't have patches because that's a single player game. It's not something that needs to be patched all the time. Multiplayer is different. I understand that. But yeah, I don't understand how some of these things can't be kind of perfected. And I'm not asking for perfect games all the time, but some of these things can be easily resolved that just, don't really get resolved before launch or anything like that. Maybe they just think that people won't mind it, except a lot of us do, and it affects our gameplay, and it can sometimes make the game unplayable. And I'll say a few things about that. If you saw the grandpa cutscene and you were playing Leatherface and you were revving his chainsaw would basically stall out, and then you would be running around with your chainsaw off, not being able to do anything, leaving a chase. You just lost your one guy that you were about to kill when you revved your chainsaw too high, and then and yeah, you're basically screwed. And then you have to start your chainsaw up again, and you've wasted 15 seconds, I'd say. And time in these type of games, horror asymmetrical games, are super valuable. So it's very valuable to have as much time as you can, and when you have those type of game-breaking issues, it literally ruins the game. And also, you can get stuck anywhere. I'm not sure if they fixed that. They might have. I haven't played a ton, and I haven't read a lot of the patches, but they have been rapidly patching stuff every few days, every week. So I do think that is cool that they are putting effort into fixing these game-breaking issues and things that make it buggy. But to be fair, I do think Friday the 13th was slightly better than this. And even though this looks a lot newer, and I do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a franchise, I think the Friday the 13th game itself back in the day was kind of the golden age for gun. And this is, I won't say golden age, maybe a bronze or mid-silver. That doesn't really make sense because you don't say that, but you know what I mean. It's a bit of a downgrade, but it's still kind of there. But they didn't really make that cut. This is supposed to be a step up from Friday the 13th, and in my opinion, it really wasn't. It was kind of just a whole different idea that was put into perspective, and some bugs just kind of ruined the game for me at the start. I played for 2 weeks, and then I forgot about it, and then I just decided not to upload it anymore because it was really disappointing to realize that these issues literally can ruin your game a lot of the time, and that just sucks for me in my opinion. And I do want to move on to Payday 3, which was one of the games I was also going to buy this month. And it came out today, and I did not buy it. And the reason I did not buy it is because I've been having some thoughts weeks prior to this release, thinking, wait, because there was the beta that came out, so people got to play a bit of that and stuff. And I was like, what if this game isn't really a step up to Payday 2 as well? Because you would usually think that newer games are supposed to be better, kind of like music. Most artists, when they make music, every song they make that's new is supposed to be better than the last one. It's always supposed to be better, different, and better. That's like really what like you ask for, and that's why people love music so much. But in games, for some reason, they kind of either just recycle or they make downgrades of the games they've had before. And it kind of just ruins the whole aspect of gaming. Like, you just kind of lose that factor of fun, realizing that these games are really just the same thing, and they haven't really added anything that made it unique. And I'm not saying Payday 3 isn't unique. It just seems very basic and bland right now. I know it just came out, but I could pay $2 for Payday 2 when it's on sale anytime, instead of paying $40 for this game that literally has no content yet. Maybe later in the future I'll buy it, but for right now, I don't think I'm going to purchase it. And I was excited for the game because I actually got interested in it. And I didn't even play a lot of Payday 2 before, but yeah, I played a few hours, and it was fun. It was interesting, and I liked the heist. I liked the style of it. And you can either play it single player or online, and I think according to people's Reddit posts, you can only do online. I'm not sure. People said there was like offline where you could play with bots, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So, yeah, and also like the UI and like some of the aspects of it kind of just look like a copy and paste from like newer COD games. Just from what I saw, that was kind of what other people said, and I can kind of see what they're talking about and stuff, but it just kind of ruined my mood. But like every game recently has just been kind of ruining. Like most of the anticipated games from middle of the year to now have kind of just ruined my love for games. It's depressing to think about these games that like there was like basically 3 in a row that I was highly anticipated for, and they all kind of just disappointed me. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, buggy, felt unfinished, and not as fun as I was hoping it to be after 2 weeks, and I forgot about it. That's pretty like fucking crazy for a game for me. Payday 3, I didn't buy it. I played a bit of the beta, and I saw gameplay and stuff, and it looked fun, but it just looks bland. It looks like a lot of the stuff was just copy and pasted, and you just take it from newer COD games that really have no uniqueness to it at all. Starfield, they're having a lot of pronoun issues and stuff. Like they're having like pronoun controversy about your character when you pick your name. Like it's like pick he or she or whatever. I'm not sure. I just saw people complaining about it. Dr. Disrespect complained about it. He went to the CEO of the I don't know what it was, CEO or something, but he saw it and then he put it on a stream. It might have just been a different context, but I'm pretty sure he was looking at that because he's like, who added this like idea for that like type of aspect of the game, like put pronouns for your character, because it doesn't matter. And I understand both sides of the situation. Like, well, it doesn't really need to be there. They're just pushing you because it's like a woke thing. But also, I don't see anything really wrong with it. Just try to ignore it as much as possible. It won't affect you 90% of the time in the game. It's just a name for like a minute, and that's it. But I understand both sides of the story, but it just feels like a lot of the stuff is just mid. Like all these games are just kind of mid to me. And also Starfield, a lot of people hyped it up, and it was really hyped because it's their like biggest Bethesda game in like a while, since like Skyrim or Fallout as well. But with this game, people were expecting kind of like an 8 or 9 out of 10 game. This was like a 6 out of 10 game, to be honest. And, I know some people would say, like, well, I actually don't know what to say. I don't know what people would say to me. I don't think people could say anything to me about, like, how this game feels just mid. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying it's not what you'd expect from Bethesda. I mean, obviously, but, like, it's not like Skyrim, it's not like Fallout or anything, and that's kind of what they went for. It's like, this is Skyrim combined with Fallout. Putting both I guess so. Putting these two franchises and brands together to make this world, combining those aspects of those games. And unfortunately, I don't really think that happened. I think it was just thrown out the window. Like, what if we just do it all, but in space? And that was it. And then they just thought of like making 1,000 planets and stuff, and just put quests and everything, and getting your fanboy guy out there. But that was really it. And I don't, I wasn't like hyped, but I was like, oh, okay, it's like one of my first Bethesda games that I get to play myself on release. Cool, I guess. But it was $70, and I was like, maybe I'll wait. And then I started seeing the controversy and everything, and started realizing that this game doesn't really feel like it's worth $70. It feels like a mid game. It doesn't feel like Skyrim. And I played a bit of Skyrim, and Skyrim is definitely way more fun. You can mod that game, and it can be way more fun than Starfield. Even Fallout. I'm not like a big Fallout fan, but I do like, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. I thought that was fun. I used to watch my dad play it a lot. There's just so many other games like from back in the day that were like just better structured. It had so much more structure to it than games now. And I don't understand why they can't, just pre-plan these things prior. They can't add or they can't implement these older things into new games to make them fun. It just ruins the whole fun. It just ruins the whole illusion, I guess you could say. Basically, the new games are illusions. The advertising and the trailers, that's just an illusion. But when you pay the money and you realize you spent that much, and then you start playing for a few hours, then you realize that you can't refund anymore because you played for so long and you thought it was going to be good, and then you realized, oh, this isn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be way more than that. I thought it was going to have way more, but it didn't. It's basically just other games that set a standard for gaming and just copy and paste. Guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just don't like games. I do like games. I just don't like mid games, really. I can't really. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't stand to play mid games anymore. Like, I only want to play games that I truly think are just good and fun from experience. And those are only older games, so I'll stick with Resident Evil 4 remake and stuff, even the original, whatever. I'll stick with Dead by Daylight. I'll stick with Sea of Thieves. I have a few hundred hours on that as well. I have more games to play, but that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.